everybody, and welcome to the Daily Scopes for the 18th of July. So today Jupiter makes its exact quintile to Neptune at 1357. I talked about this on the 14th of July. Venus makes a quintile to Uranus. The Sun makes a sextile to Uranus. Mars makes a parallel to Uranus. The Moon enters void of course, and then the Moon enters Sagittarius at 10:56. So Venus's quintile to Uranus happens when Venus is in Cancer and Uranus is in Taurus. The Sun's sextile to Uranus happens when the Sun is in Cancer. So Mars's parallel to Uranus leaves us on the 2nd of August at 5:40 p.m. and I talked about this on the 14th of July as well. So yeah, the Moon in Sagittarius allows us to have more of a sense of adventure, be more spontaneous and be more optimistic and just want to do things that feel good, but it can make us overly impulsive and restless on the negative end. The best use of this energy is to explore new ideas, plan a trip, long distance trip, or do some long distance travelling in your mind and work towards your personal growth. Jupiter's quintile to Neptune, as I said, allows us to be more creative and compassionate, but can lead to us being idealistic and confused. So the best use of this energy, like I said on the 14th of July, is just to use, being creative or spiritual to understand your own and others' emotions at this time, and to work with your intuition and try and do things that help you feel like you're working towards your long-term goals, or uncover a sense of purpose or connection to a higher power, stuff like that. Venus's quintile to Uranus allows us to have a desire for change and be spontaneous in relationships, but again adds to the emotional detachment and unpredictability that can happen, but allows us to sort of work on our self-expression or the way that we dress. So this energy can help us embrace being unconventional in an existing relationship, or seeking out unconventional ways of being in a relationship, like a couple or open relationship and stuff like that. And all of these things are glamorous, but remember, all relationships are hard work, even if you love each other, because deep and you don't have real problems between you, but because life can happen, you don't get a job, family members have arguments, people may die, all these things, all these life pressures can add strain in even the most perfect of relationships. And look into that 10%. But for the rest of us, the 90% in relationships and stuff, we have to learn that are hard work, and it's about choosing someone to be with who you accept for who they are, not for who you think they can be, as in falling in love with people for the potential, which we all can be guilty of, and not for anything superficial, because my gauge is, when this person is really getting on my last nerves, am I going to still love them? And that's my test, and if you're realistic, not a lot of people can invoke that in you, so you just have to be serious. And even though the honeymoon period, we meet someone, lust and love, we say, but for 9 times out of 10 it's lust, and it's not all about you just fall in love with the appearance or anything like that. It's just that I just believe, and I've learned from experience, that the first 3 months of any relationship will tell you when it will end, and you just have to learn to really see reality for what it is. Allow yourself to go into that fantasy of what could be, but never let the reality overtake the fantasy. So the Sun also makes a sextile to Uranus, so again this allows us to be original, supports us in that, but it can make us erratic and rebellious. People just saying things and doing things to get a reaction, a negative one, winding people up, wanting to get you to lose your temper and stuff like that, or you can do that to others, or it could just be playful joking, but in the end it triggers people into being sort of aggrieved, really upset by it. So just watch what you're doing and try and resolve conflicts, and use this energy to start new things in your life. So content creators can talk about travel, how we can go about gaining skills over our lifespan, philosophy, spirituality, the benefits of exploring different viewpoints and and cultures, and the power of critical thinking and doing research and making up your own mind about things, and talking about why we typically don't think critically, because we get more lazier in our thinking as we get older, more stuck in our ways. So talking about how we can widen our belief system and be open to questioning things that we may have believed for years, decades, but may come to believe as not being true, and how to deal with that fallout of feeling lied to and betrayed and stuff. Talking about how we can work with our dreams and intuition, and how a connection with a higher power or something higher than ourselves can really help us stay grounded and get through life's suffering and pain and heartbreaks and setbacks and stuff. Giving tips on how we can be more innovative in our relationships, talking about unconventional relationships and the positives and negatives of them. Also talking about how we can use technology to improve our relationships, and how we can take on a fresh perspective. How can we go through a change? Like, you may get to 30 or 40, or even if you're in your 20s, just think, I want to change my personal identity. I don't want to be the person I was. I want to become more empowered. So giving tips and strategies on how we can become more empowered and forward in our thinking and challenge what we think we know. So yeah, that's the daily scope for the 18th of July.